Morning. So we've got an excerpt from the salaries lab. This one had a lot of confusion because of the wording. I think through the course of it, most of you came upon one of two solutions. Some of you interpret it where the default setting was already included, and so you would add 5 to whatever they typed in. Others assumed that the 5 was the 15 points you were allocating and set it up that way. Both were accepted as far as grade wise goes, but let's get into it. So I've already got my skeleton set up. I've got my scanner or my import statement and then my scanner down here. Mine's named scan this time. And we've got the problem. Imagine you're writing code for a game where you can assign your character stat points or values for 3 characteristics: strength, health, and magic. Declare integer variables for each attribute and get their values from the keyboard. In this game, players can initially allocate 15 stat points as they see fit. If the player tries to assign more than 15 points, the default value of 5 is entered for each stat. A sample run is shown below. Welcome to Mystic Quest. Assign your stat characters max 15 points total. Enter 1 to 10, they did 8, 1 to 10, 4, 1 to 10, 16. Or 6, so that adds up to be 18, which is more than the 15 they're allowed, so it defaults to 5. A lot of print statements going on, but we will have one if test. So and we are just going to steal their wording because that's a lot quicker than typing it all out. All right, so here's our first one, inner strength. Okay, and after each one of these print statements, we're going to need an integer value. So I'm going to abbreviate mine slightly. So strength, str, scan dot next int. Okay, now I just replicate that 3 times. So the second one would be health. And we can just go heal. And then we have magic, which we can just say is mag. Okay. Oh, this spelled up here. Like, why are we erroring so early? Oh, put a colon. Yep. Same mistake some of y'all made. It's okay. It happens. That's us. All right. So now I've got my prompts taken care of. I've got all 3 stats in. Now I'm ready to do my test. So the test I'm looking for is if they exceeded 15. So I use an extra layer of parentheses just to make sure the math gets done, and I do strength plus health plus magic, and then I'm looking to see if that is exceeded by 15. Now if it is, then I've got a phrase I've got, since this is the one they gave us, I'm just going to use theirs. Okay. And then I'm going to come after here and I'm going to do my other print statement where I'm going to do this, but I'm going to change it slightly so that I only have to write one of these print statements at the time. Notice I've got the brackets on my if statement. That means I've got more than one line that I can use in here, and I'm just going to set these back to the default. So strength is 5, heal is 5, and mag is 5. Okay. Then when I come out here, I'm going to use my concatenation and just use my variables. Notice that I'm opening and closing my quotes every time I need to do so. get that one, get that one. Okay, I think that's good. Okay. Now, the last thing I need to do is I need to account for if they did follow directions. Now, I don't need another conditional, but if I did, and I know some of you guys like to, you would want something along the lines of this. So less than or equal to 15. Okay? Now, if that's the case, the only thing I really need to do is congratulate them. Okay? They've already got the good luck at the bottom down here. So this, I just need to change the phrase. So point limit approved. Stat values adjusted. There you go. Just something simple. And then at the end, this will print out their values. Now, because I'm changing the values inside here, if they fail to follow the directions, everything's back to 5. But otherwise, it takes their values that were entered at the top. So let's take a look at the code. We'll do 2 versions. Okay, so let's do theirs. They did 8, 6, and 4. Point limit exceeded, resets to 5, wishes them luck. We're good there. So let's try one where they do behave. So let's go 8, 2, and 5. Point limit approved, stats adjusted, and there's my statistics. All good. Now, the other interpretation that some of us had while reading this was that 5 were already set and the 15 were in addition to. A couple of different ways you could get around that. Some people were adding 5 up here, which is just fine. No problem there. Other people were waiting until we printed them out down here. In that case, they were printed separately in either if or the else, but they would do something like this to make sure that Java added before it printed, because remember we get that funny error when we have concatenation and mixed data types. And that's Mystic Quest, guys. Again, I took both solutions depending on how you interpret it, as long as you followed the meaning of the instructions. I know it wasn't necessarily as clear as some of the others have been. Didn't have to do this extra part where you're only printing 1. I had plenty of people print inside these comparisons, perfectly fine there. I had some people add the 5 at the top. I had some people add a 5 inside the print statement of one of those. It's good. As long as the spirit of the problem was answered, you pretty much got it. And again, these are where y'all go code, you bring me back questions, and they fall where they may. But thank you very much. Have a great day.